What's up? I really tried to stay away from this Diddy conversation until there was enough information to put together a presentation to you guys that can serve as information. I am not picking a side on this. Well, the side that I am picking is the fact that he was not convicted of the most heinous or the most serious penalties as it pertains to the RICO. I do not side with the abuse that he inflicted on Cassie. This isn't about that. What we need more of is context, because Diddy represents a ritual sacrifice, in my opinion. And meaning, like, he is almost a martyr at this point for how the judicial system works to extract resources and exploit and embarrass people that they know that they can't convict. And based on the information that's provided, they will over pursue just to try to drain your pockets, even if they don't know it, even if they know they don't have anything. Or not even just have anything, they don't have what it takes to convict. That's the best way to say it. But like, let's just check this out right here.
It is so important for you, especially if you have been trying to grasp what has been going on regarding the Diddy case, to understand it's not about the Diddy case. It's not about the particular facts that have been adduced and repeated to the point of exhaustion. It's deeper. This is what you have to know to really grasp this. Because this is about the message. This is about propaganda. It all starts with a fellow by the name of Edward Bernays, kind of like the sauce, but spelled Bernays. Now, for those of us in the conspiratorium, we know who he is, but in the event you haven't, he is called the father of public relations, but more accurately, he is the architect of modern manipulation, and that's what this is about. He's the man who took his uncle Sigmund Freud's insights into the unconscious mind and weaponized them, not for healing, but for control. See, Bernays understood something most still refuse to admit. If you can shape emotion, you can bypass logic. If you can bypass logic, you can control behavior. That's what this is about. This is the part that I can tell you this. You're not going to hear this on TMZ or Harvey 11 or anybody else. Now, I want you to pair that with the entertainment industry. And what you have is something which is really critical here. This isn't just about Diddy. This is something more. See, he's the puppet. He's the consequence. See, the real story is what created him and what protects him to this day. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about an entire, and I hate to use this word, ecosystem, engineered through propaganda to normalize depravity, to invert morality, and reward submission to a system that, in essence, thrives on secrecy and exploitation and ritual. I want you to look further, look deeper. Entertainment is not passive. The industry. It is not escapism. It is the most effective delivery system for psychological conditioning ever.
So I put it right there because what he's saying is just absolutely true, because it's the most permissive environment where any reality can be brought to life, any imagination, like entertainment. When you're looking at TV, think about how creative you were as a kid when you imagine, you're playing games, you think you can fly, you think you can be invisible. Entertainment is for the exception. Anything that is possible can be on screen. In reality, it's not probable, but entertainment is to capture the impossible, the thing that you can only imagine. So no different than watching 300. And you remember when Xerxes had like his harem of sex workers and everything else, and he was able to convince the hunchback dude, hey, I give you all these girls, And one of the things that the entertainment industry has always maintained, this break glass in case of an emergency, is the manipulation of men in their poor sexual discipline. This is why I talk about rule number 5, that you must exercise sexual discipline to be seen as credible leaders and maximize opportunities. To be seen as credible leaders and maximize their opportunities. Those are the very things that they will take from you on hearsay and falsities, and even without proof. Even if nobody admits abuse. Now, we're not saying that some things can't be objectively seen, but to line up with what he is saying in his video, it absolutely exists. Because the illusion that it created for Diddy is if he was a one-man show, it made you believe that a one-man Rico can happen. And based on the fact that he also had been in business for over 30 years as a brand and as a brand ambassador. And then you meet people or you run into content online where people have a completely different take of the same situation and had direct placement and access, like this guy.
So good morning. I am Dave, the man who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial. And I'm looking through social media and I see a lot of the women out there, particularly black women like myself, who choose to victim shame me and try to do everything they can to discredit me, because the truth is that the loss of the Sean Combs trial was a loss to the Me Too movement and to hating women like the women who are trying to insult me. So let me tell you something, you women out there who would like to insult me. This is my story. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider. I didn't have to be the best looking guy. I was the best in bed. And because I was the best in bed, guess what? I was given this arrangement. I was coerced. I was drugged. I was manipulated with promises of money and gifts for over a period of 8 years to continue to be this woman's provider at her expense and at the expense of Diddy. Now at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She's the person who introduced me to the U.S. Attorney's Office. She's the person who told the U.S. Attorney's Office about our relationship. So in essence, those out there who want to hate on me, who want to say that I'm attacking Cassie, you should realize the truth, that Cassandra Ventura, your idol, did this to herself. She exposed herself to liability when she got on the stand and decided to mention me as the male escort who was with her when she overdosed and Diddy made her have sex with him. That was a lie, people. Cassie had just woke up from sleeping 8 hours. Myself and Sean Combs were exhausted. We wanted to go home. Cassie's the one who forced that sexual encounter. People, she tells you that Sean Combs made her have sex on her menstrual cycle. I can't speak for anyone else but myself. But I know the one time that did happen, that Sean Combs was not responsible for that. That Cassie, in a drunken, intoxicated, hormonally imbalanced state due to her period, manipulated and forced herself on me during her menstrual cycle. And what I mean by that is I had no knowledge she was on her menstrual cycle because the room was completely dark. She manipulated the room. She manipulated the environment to get who she wanted, and she totally got up like I was the one who should have been grateful. You're on your period. That's disgusting, and I deserve more respect than that. As a man, if I had laid down with a woman and forced myself on her and orgasmed in her and she got up and it was leaking out of her, guess what? I would have raped her. So by statute, by case law definition, Cassandra Ventura sexually assaulted me. I'm not looking to destroy Cassie. I've given Cassie more than a year to settle this before things got out of control. The problem is she's being supported by women like you who would choose to attack male victims instead of accept the truth, which is that a woman could have lied to get revenge on the ex-boyfriend who broke her heart and hurt her. It happens, people. They say hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, and that's true. If you hurt some women, they will do everything in their power. If you hurt some men, they'll do everything in their power to hurt you. But I want to end this by saying this. Cassie did this to herself. They say he who sets out on the course of revenge should dig 2 graves. People, Cassie dug the grave that is Clayton Howard herself. Cassie got on the stand trying to destroy Diddy. She should have took her $20-30 million and walked into the sunset, people. She should have never gotten on the stand and created further liability for herself by telling more of the lie that she created to get this man sent to prison for his life. She made a mistake when she got on the stand, people. She made a mistake when she got on the stand and lied about the events with Clayton Howard. Clayton Howard is a victim of Cassandra Ventura. Clayton Howard didn't ask to be in a relationship with Cassandra Ventura while she was sleeping with numerous men per week. I get it. You all think I was a nasty male prostitute sleeping with women, all different women all the time. It actually didn't work like that. To have certain types of people that can pay you that well, what you really have to do is you have to focus on people who are affluent. And affluent people don't engage in activities like that. So I might have had a client once a month. The truth is I was only a male escort for 2 years. I continued in the profession because Cassie and Diddy continued to pay me very well. And I was the next time. I needed money. I was trapped in the situation. I'll admit that. I didn't know what to do. But does that mean I should be victim shamed because the same thing that happened to women all the time happened to me as a man? No. And for those women out there, for you black women who choose to shame me as a black man for telling my truth, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Woo. So, his opinion on the situation is well documented at this point. Make sure you guys hit like, share, and subscribe too, by the way. So, this trial has gotten people very divided and very, very competitive about why they want to see the outcomes that they want. I don't know what the actual splits are on this and if it's even being bet on, but like, I know people want to see either Diddy locked up or Diddy all the way home based on the information provided.
So what I've learned from this Diddy trial is that I might be a man, I ain't gonna lie. I must be a man. And I say that I might be a man because it seems like the majority of women feel like anything a woman does in her early adulthood that is bad, she shouldn't be held accountable for if it was done in the name of love.
Hurt, I am angry, and I am still fucking healing, and it is harder than hurting. Trust me when I say that. I am trying. I have been in denial for a little bit. I walked away to get clean. I tried to go take my life back. I wanted some type of peace. I wanted to give a damn about somebody saying they love me just because they love me. I didn't want anybody because they wanted me or my body or what they could do to me. I'm nobody's sex puppet. I'm nobody's sex toy. I'm nobody's punching bag anymore. And that's all I ever fucking wanted.
That's Allie Carter. She was part of the media storm that had a lot to do with Jaguar Wright and bringing attention to this Diddy situation. But let's continue with the previous video.
Like, are y'all understanding what I'm trying to say? Like, it's like, regardless of what evidence is presented, women are finding excuses. Like, I don't have, as a woman, I don't think God gave me that gene to make excuses for shit that is clearly inexcusable. Like, she's literally sending messages, initiating the freak offs.
She talking about Cassie.
She on the stand and said, I wanted to do them because I didn't want him to do them with anybody else. She said in the text message, I'm always ready for a freak off. And it's like, instead of taking her words at face value, women are like, actually, she was groomed. And because she was groomed, she was just saying whatever she thought would make him happy. She didn't really like it. She just liked it because he liked it. And she just wanted to please her man. Where's y'all getting that from? Like, my brain does not work like that. Maybe I'm just not empathetic enough, but my brain does not work like that.
Do you hear me? I have held my shit in. I've been a vault. I don't usually get upset. I try to just keep that shit going because what can I do? Nothing. All the people that are dogpiling on us right now, what can I do? Nothing. Everybody yells, I'ma sue you, you little bitch. Don't be a little bitch. Do you know how many people have tried to break my soul?
This is why people don't want a female president. Because women clearly, as a whole, understand that they are not capable of being accountable for their actions. That like, as women, that's all y'all are telling the world, is that us as a collective know that women are not accountable for their actions. When a woman is in love, she is not accountable for nothing that she does when she's in love. Like, that scares people. Like, imagine if Kamala's husband that she just so in love with tell her, like, hey babe, go ahead and nuke the ops. And she goes, okay then. Boom boom. I truly believe you would have women saying, well, she was in love with her husband and you have to respect your husband, and mentally she was not in the right mind to make a decision. Like bitch, are you talking about the president of the United States?
Ever devised. And Bernays laid the blueprint. He advised corporations and governments to stop selling products, but to start selling desire. Stop promoting, say, ideas, and start manipulating identities. See, it's not enough for people to like something. They have to need it. They must merge with it. They have to idolize it. Is it starting to make sense?
Yeah.
Now imagine this strategy turned loose in Hollywood, in the music industry, on social media. And what do you get? Guess. You get ritualism. Ritualism disguised as rebellion. You get this Luciferian iconography. You've seen these before. All of this devil nonsense. And this on national television. And they call it art. You get trauma-based mind control, relabeled as celebrity breakdown. You get child stars sold into stardom and broken by design. You get a society trained to worship the predator class because their handlers told them it's cool, it's progressive, or it's glamorous. This is where Diddy comes in. Not as an innovator, but as a product, as a recruiter, as an enforcer of a hierarchy that uses sex as currency and uses humiliation as bonding and depravity of status. Let's be very blunt here. The highest levels of entertainment are indistinguishable from a spiritual war zone. But don't picture, cloaked figures in candlelit basements. Oh, no. Picture executives in corner offices, the C-suite group, agents and stylists and producers and PR specialists who know exactly what happens behind closed doors, but do nothing. Because they're in on it. Because they benefit. You see, Edward Bernays taught us and taught them that reality is optional when you own the narrative. And the narrative today is this: fame is power, fame is pleasure at any cost. That's the gospel of the entertainment elite. And that's why Diddy's parties, the freak-offs, according to countless, people and whispers and now court filings, weren't just about drugs or sex. They were rituals, initiation. They were tests of loyalty. You don't make it to the top unless someone has something on you. That's how the system enforces silence. But you know this. Well, maybe you know this. We knew this. Welcome to the conspiratorium.
So, at this stage, you see the way things are working out. You see the way everything's playing out with Diddy. What do you think? Do you think that he's being sacrificed to protect the establishment? Do you think his handlers are teaching him a lesson by overcharging and not being able to prove a RICO on one person? Let me know what you think in the comments, because everybody's got a take. All right, folks. Appreciate you sticking with me to the end. This has been another episode of Beyond the Algorithm. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go get the book. And most importantly, I will see you beyond the algorithm. That's where life actually happens.